everybody, welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today I want to talk about my investment strategy for 2022. First off, I want to start by saying I am extremely disappointed in a lot of the people that are supposedly on YouTube talking regularly about investing. As soon as the pressure's on and the market is crashing and the money is vanishing, they're all heading for the hills. And it's really disheartening to me. As an example, meet Kevin. Now, I like Meet Kevin. He's a nice guy. I have noticed, and I'm going to do a video on this, but I realize he's doing it for content. But every day he's got a reason why the market is down or a reason why the market is up. My question to you is, if you know the reason, then why aren't you making money? And to which he says, well, I am making money. Yeah, but you're not making money consistently, so the reasons can't be the reasons. If you've been around the market at all, you know that a lot of the market is driven by emotion, just like the economy. If people think the banks are going to crash, it doesn't matter how sound the banks are. If people think they're going to crash, they're going to behave that way. 2 days ago, after preaching for the last year, in fact, Meet Kevin did a whole series about Papa Powell has promised he's not going to let inflation get out of hand, so we may as well just go all in because he's got our back. 2 days ago, Meet Kevin sold completely out of the market $20 million and then came on and told his followers and then disrespected them by saying, well, if you want to know every time I fart, then you can go, and I was like, okay, I'm disappointed in you. So I'm done with Meet Kevin. Anyway, I am going to do a video on the different responses to this and the ones that still hold water with me. But my investment strategy, and by the way, the strategy I'm about to give you is something that I came up with a while back. Has nothing to do with the market crash, has nothing to do with anything other than my goals. Now, up until a month or two ago, we were putting in $800 a month into the market from our real estate investments. And also, about 3 months ago, I transferred a bunch of cash from a mutual fund into a savings account because we were getting ready to make a real estate purchase, which that is still pending. Financing is approved. We're just waiting for something to buy because there's nothing available in our area on the market. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Zero. So anyway, we're waiting. But my strategy for this year, and I want to give you kind of a reason how I developed this strategy. Up until this point, for the last however many years, we have just been buying a little bit of real estate, a little bit of the market. Now, I've got 5 years till I retire, and in that 5 years, I'm going to buy one more piece of property and I'm going to pay cash for it. So I'm going to need around $60,000, $70,000 in cash for that. And then the last purchase I'm going to make, I'm either going to pay off an existing loan or go buy a second property for cash. Now, why am I spending cash down? Because my income to debt ratio is right at the point, and I need to get that back in line before I go purchase my duplex. So, if I if I can increase my income by a third and not increase my debt at all, when I go to apply for the loan for my duplex, I ought to be in pretty good shape, and that's the goal, that's the strategy for the next 5 years. Remember, the ultimate goal is to go buy the duplex. So we got 2 more steps to get there, and I'm going to need, like I said, about $120,000 to get there in the next 5 years. So that's, I don't know, what does that work out to? Whatever the numbers are. $25,000, $35,000 a year. So I cannot put any of the money at risk to any degree. So the investment strategy that I'm going to use this year is, I think, for the short term, and when I say short term, I mean probably 6 months, we're going to put all of the income, all of the savings, everything into our savings account and just build cash. Because sometime in the next 6 months, we're going to close on a house, and then my savings will be depleted. I'd like to build that up so that when we do buy the house, my savings isn't totally depleted. Secondly, the income from the real estate that we were putting into the market, we're going to put into either a mutual fund or savings account. I haven't decided yet. But basically I can't put that money at risk, and it's got to stay safe for the next 2 to 3 years, because that'll be the next purchase landmark. So I think for this year, the majority of the savings, the majority of the income, the majority of everything will be going straight to savings. Really boring stuff. What we have in the market, I toyed with selling, and I did tell you that I started a position in the Honest Company, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I did take action. The Honest Company, the last I checked, was $5.95 a share, and when I bought in, it was $10.80 a share. So it's getting the crud kicked out of it, and I'm out of cash to invest. But what I did do is I went in and I took a look at some of the stocks that I have in my Robinhood account, and there were 2 of them that were still green. They hadn't turned red yet. So I sold those, and I got, I don't know, $1,100, $1,200. And instead of going and buying, I just set it in cash on the side, because, and I'm going to do another video on this also about what I believe the market's going to be doing here in a while. But I don't think the bloodletting is done. And even if it is for the mid stocks, I don't think the bloodletting will be over for the small stocks for a while. So I'm just going to let it sit there in cash, and I'm going to watch the other stocks. If they start to go up and turn green, I'll sell those. And I'm going to go all in on the Honest Company, because I'm a little fish. I mean, I can't go around and dump 1,000 here and 1,000 there and 1,000 there, because I don't have the money. But if I pick the right stock, it's kind of like, instead of using a shotgun approach, I'm going to use a rifle with a scope. And I think I found it, and I'm just going to go all in on it, and we'll let it sit there. And when I go to buy my duplex, if I'm right, that ought to be about a $20 or $30 stock, which means that's 5, 6, 7 times what I'll have in it. That'll be worth it. That'll be the time. And I'm not going to put any more cash in. I might move stocks, sell stocks, do that kind of thing. Also, another strategy I'm going to do this year is I'm going to close out my Webull account, and I'm going to transfer all those stocks over to my Robinhood account, and I'll go through the same process. I'll consolidate, put money in the side, and with that one, I may put it into Honest, or I might find another one. The reason I had 2 accounts was one for the ministry and one for me. but I realized that the money in those accounts are going to be used for the same purchase, and that's going to be my duplex. The duplex, half of it will be ministry and half of it will be for me. So that money that's going to go towards the duplex may as well be in the same account. I don't know what I was thinking. It was just evolving, I guess. But I am going to shut down my WeWill account, move that money over to Robinhood, and then go through the consolidation and reapportionment of my stocks. Now, at some point in the future, we may get back into the market. I don't know. My feeling right now is I have felt for, 2 years probably, that the market was overheated and that it was overvalued. And I know for a fact that the big techs are overvalued. I know a lot of the mid caps are overvalued, and I think after the histrionics is over in the market and the free fall is done, I still think it's going to be a while before it comes back, before the valuations come back and it's a true value in the market. I think the market had been propped up with a lot of phony baloney cash and smoke and mirrors with treasury purchases by the government and just a lot of phony baloney stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay on the sideline, and I'm going to load up on real estate to the best of my ability, because I feel like throughout time, real estate is how wealth is built. And so for the next 5 years, I'm definitely going to concentrate on that. I may try to purchase, like a dividend fund or a stock fund or another asset that I can use, but it's going to be a relatively safe, like maybe a stock index fund, or put it into my mutual fund, because I want my assets to be working. I don't want it just sitting in savings, but on the other hand, I need it to be safe and protected. So that kind of limits what I can and will do. But just to recap, my investment strategy for this year: keep most of the things in cash, buy my house, stay out of the market for a minimum of 6 months, build my cash position back up, and then 6 months in we'll take another look at it and maybe go into a second asset, or maybe just stay with cash. We'll wait and see how the market's doing. And I think that's going to pretty well sum up my investment strategy for the next year. Kind of boring, but slow and steady wins the race. The Bible tells us that. We know that's true. So, slow and steady it is. Well, that's all I want to say. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.